Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my practical application of astrology and personal story share. I am pre-recording this on Sunday and it will be released on Tuesday because today, due to the astrological placements and stuff, feels to be a better day to be recording this. And also because by the time I will be publishing this, Mercury will be retrograde. So just making sure. So I'm recording this prior to Mercury station in retrograde, which is tomorrow for me when I'm recording this, tomorrow night, Monday night, Tuesday morning, depending where you are in the world. And also the other aspect is, which I find very interesting, is that Spirit is nudging me to record these videos about me sharing my stuff when there is an activation to my 8th house. So last time when I recorded the confessions, it was on a day when Pluto was just about to move into the sign of Aquarius, literally hanging on the last minute of Capricorn, and Moon was still in the sign of Cancer. And as if people watched it, remember me saying Moon was trine in my South Node, and then obviously later on my Saturn. And this time, Moon is actually, when I'm recording this, in the sign of Virgo, and it's going to be trine in my North Node. And actually, Moon is in my 8th house, because Virgo actually rules my 8th house in my natal chart. So it's very interesting that this is when spirits say like, oh yeah, this is a good time to share stuff, this human journey, it's a good time to share stuff. So I'm just following the guidance and showing up, and let's see what comes out. Let's see what's going to happen, because I don't have any script like what I want to talk about or anything. I do have 6 decks of cards that were intuitively chosen. There was another deck that wanted to speak, but I had to make a selection because it was from the same artist and similar stuff. So anyway, so I wish to open this space and invite my higher self, my spirit guides, angelic team, ancestors, starseed family, any ascended masters that wish to be speaking. Especially I'm feeling the presence of Mary and Kuan Yin. But anybody else that wish to be present is very welcome from ascended masters. And all the other beings of light that wish to be present as well. We don't discriminate over here. And thank you everyone for being here. And thank you everyone who is listening for being here, for participating in this co-creation. And let's just begin. So we are in a Sagittarius season, thanks God. Thanks God. But as I mentioned in my last practical application, I don't particularly think that this is where it's going to end for me, because this is for me just the beginning, nearing my Pluto square and all the rest of it that I mentioned, without boring everyone with the astrological details of my personal charts and all the activations that are happening at the moment and are going to be happening in the upcoming few years. But anyway, so the main thing that I wanted to talk about is kind of like build up on what I shared last time, because as I mentioned in that video, it was a story of the past, which, it's part of me and I acknowledge and I'm grateful for, because would any of that not have happened or had happened, I wouldn't be the person I am now. And this is exactly the person that I guess I need to be right now in order to become whoever I'm going to be becoming next. And this is the interesting fact that I am really observing, and I mean, I'm always observing because I'm just that kind of person that I'm continuously analyzing everything and observing and paying attention and looking for patterns. I'm very good with pattern recognitions, and I have very good attention to details, which is a gift and a curse. It's a gift with regards to my work, but it's a curse when I go shopping, especially for clothes. So that's why everybody hates going shopping with me, because I pick up every detail, every imperfection, everything. So that is my Virgo in the 8th house. So anyway, what I wanted to say is that I've been really noticing how with all these energies, and especially now Pluto moved into Aquarius for my natal chart based on a traditional astrology and whole sign system. It's already in my 1st house, even though it is not going to enter my 1st house until 2026 based on Porphyry, which is the house system I use for my work. Definitely there is no going back. There is no going back for anybody, but I really feel that people with strong Aquarius rising people, like Yep, it is the judgment moment, the grand clearing of the decks. It is the answering of the call, of that angel over there on a judgment card, and that's it. Yeah, there is no going back. And I really feel that just in this short period of time of 3 weeks since I arrived in Mexico, there's been so much so much work that has been done, so many shifts that had taken place. And this is also, like I shared previously, I don't believe it has to be so hard. It doesn't have to be a grind. It doesn't have to take forever. It doesn't have to be like blood, sweat, and tears. It's just for us to be present with the process that's going on, because at the end of the day, our higher self is in charge. All we need to do is show up and be willing participants and try to not go against ourselves, our intuition, our guidance, and create this resistance, which then makes things very uncomfortable. So I'm just following my own inner guidance and going with the process of my own metamorphosis that I'm deeply enmeshed in at the moment. And yeah, what I observed is that I don't even recognize myself. And this is something that I always already mentioned in previous videos, that I'm not the same person I was when I left Mexico, coming back here. But even that has shifted so rapidly, so quickly in these past 3 weeks. And I'm really observing these changes, which were very subtle and slow to be seen, but I think it's also to do with the Taurus full moon that just took place recently. We, of course, now building up towards Sagittarius new moon, which I just published. Literally, the videos are just premiering at the moment. I just recorded it yesterday. I'm recording this on Sunday. When you're watching this, it was a few days ago. And this is the funny thing about the timelines, isn't it? And the technology that allows us to live in these different timelines of past, present, and future all being interconnected. But yeah, anyway, when I left Mexico, new moon in Taurus was the first lunation. The last lunation I experienced in Mexico was the full moon in Scorpio on April 23rd, which was right before my birthday, my last birthday of my 30th. And then when I went back to Europe, the first lunation I experienced there was the new moon in Taurus. And the last lunation I experienced in Europe was the new moon in Scorpio. And the first lunation I experienced here was the full moon in Taurus. So this is where I really became and started becoming very aware how much I've changed and how much my needs and values and everything changed, how much everything is shifting. And I am still living this life that I lived when I was here a year ago, for example, or 6 months ago, like being on the same kind of similar schedule, doing similar things, eating similar things, talking to similar people, or the same people in this case. And nothing is the same. Nothing is the same because so much has changed. And I feel that this is the case with probably many people observing themselves like, I don't fit in this costume anymore. I don't fit to be, I'm not fit to play this role that I played, whether it's to myself, how I want to show up in the world, or with regards to other people, like the relational dynamic. And this is something that I became very acutely aware. And through this process, my process of metamorphosis, that I am extremely privileged and very grateful to have the opportunity to go through right here, right now, because Mexico to me is the cocoon, and I always called it that. And as I mentioned previously, I did not expect to come here. And at the time of me booking this flight on a new moon in Leo, which was like the spirit literally took over my body and booked the flight. It was like that. I was still contemplating going to Bali or Thailand or New Zealand, and spirit is like, no, you're going to Mexico. Let me take care of this. So, and I was like, am I? Like, I thought I was done with Mexico. And like I said, when I first arrived here, that I didn't know just how much I was going to need to come back until I arrived here. And I felt like my whole system got reset, like in a sense, like the defibrillator resetted my heart when I touched down with that plane at the airport here. So anyway, so what I'm trying to say, that in this period of time since I've been here, I've been like working, like, if you can call it work, I was doing some serious shadow work, like continuously being drawn inside. Spirit is being like very uncompromising about how much time I spend on social media, how much time I spend to talking to people, how much time I spend paying attention to what's going on in the world, all these distractions, everything outside of you as a distraction. Of course, it's very useful in some cases because, you know, all these Libra dynamics, it serves as a feedback, right? It's a information gathering, it's a feedback, and it's very useful. And, you know, especially our relationships are very important because this is how we grow and evolve, but they always here to teach you about yourself and when you where you at on your evolutionary journey, because this whole experience you have in this all reality you experiencing, you are creating it. You are literally the sun in your solar system. You are the one having the experience. And this is so interesting because recently I had a very profoundly insightful conversation with a friend of mine. We spent over 4 hours on Zoom. And yeah, and she said, like, you know, like with regards to me, to her, she said, you manifested me. You know, I am a manifestation in your universe, and me as a me, I'm, you know, I was the manifestation in her universe, in her creation, right? And this is how it is, right? Like everyone that we interacting with, everything we interacting with on everyday basis, we created it, we put it into our field to grow, evolve, learn, and do whatever we came here to do as a soul, right? So, like I said, since I've been here, Spirit has been very strict with regards to how am I spending time, what am I doing, who am I spending the time interacting with and stuff. And there's been some very strong boundaries being put into place, and it's all to pull me back inside. And I feel that, as I mentioned before, that this is the beginning of my journey of this Pluto square, Pluto conjunct in my ascendant, Pluto square in my sun. Then what will be going on? Neptune will be square in my Neptune. You know, it's just a whole load of things are lined up. And Spirit is like, yeah, this is going to be the new you, you know, like, yes, things are going to keep changing and moving and stuff, but we need to go within. We need to create this new world. It's so interesting because I just, like I said, recorded the video for the new moon in Sagittarius, and this is literally what it is. We are creating the new story, we are creating the new world, and this is going to be different for different people because it depends on your lens, on your perspective, on your perception of reality. And as I mentioned, for me, the most profound realization that I had actually yesterday as I was responding to someone was how much my needs and values changed, and everything, the life that I had prior to these recent months was in alignment with the previous needs and values that I had, with who I was and what mattered to me at the time, with what I believed, with what I was desiring, and it was perfect. It was exactly what was in alignment, but it is no longer in alignment with who am I now, with what I'm desiring now, with what I value now, with how do I want to experience life going forward, what do I want to co-create, on my own and with others. Like on my own, I mean me and my higher self. Obviously, you're never alone. You never just left alone, like it's some abandoned child of the universe and nobody cares. Like there is always help. There are always guides around us. Our angelic team, our higher selves is obviously always present, right? The spirit is animating the body. So we're never truly alone. But that's what I mean, like everything just shifted. And like I said yesterday, I was responding to a message, and while I was talking, I actually had these profound realizations like becoming clear to me, because it's interesting that for some people the medium is writing, and I'm really not a person who likes writing. I really don't like it, which is also why I stopped doing my automatic messages, because I just really don't enjoy it. I just really don't like writing. I like talking. And when the talking is happening, or when it gets recorded and then I can re-listen to it, I always re-listen to my own videos because I always learn something. So if nobody else is watching my videos, I am. So yeah, like things usually start clicking for me, because sometimes like some people need to write it down and read it back to themselves. I need to hear it back. So I'm just, my brain just works a little bit differently. I mean, we all different, we all unique, we all know our own process. So anyway, so this is what I started recognizing and realizing, that yes, like things change, in these past few months, especially me meeting my soulmate and him opening my heart all over again. And there was already a crack, like with my twin flame 2 years ago in 2022. That Three of Swords situation that happened over there, it cracked my heart open. But then I had to go through the process of healing and integration and forgiveness, and it all took time. I mean, I'm Taurus, so I don't move fast. My Mars is in Taurus in 29 degrees, so yeah, so it had to take time for me to be able to truly integrate the experience. And then now when this person came into my life, which was like I mean, it cannot even be made up, like how it's just so funny, because literally how the spirit guides and like all these like beings of light, how they schemed and moved things and people and circumstances and rearrange everything, and and stuff for these two people to meet at this place at this time on a new full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, in no other times obviously, and all the rest of it, how things just are so it's just like I mean, I was talking to this friend of mine about this situation, and she was like, you can't make it up. Like literally, you can't make it up. When spirit wants something to happen, they will make it happen. And the way this meeting happened and everything that followed is just like, I mean, I could have never made it up myself. It's just like, the perfection of that. And all the people that we meet, all the people that come into our life, like there is always a perfection. But this particular situation, I mean, it was just, and it was, also the case with my previous with my twin flame. Like, I mean, it wasn't as crazy, but there was also layering process that took place prior to that meeting, that was just like nicely organized and co-created, I guess, by a lot of different beings of light for that to take place. But this was just a next level, like the whole thing. So anyway, so going back to the message, yeah, like this whole situation and how my heart was already cracked open, and then this person just like that heart chakra just like burst open, like it was just like set on flame, like it's just crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know if I ever experienced that feeling before, like probably when I was a kid before I shut down emotionally, but I always felt myself very guarded, always everybody like at the arm distance, never really gave myself fully to anyone, like never really cared to create such a deep intimate connection. Always like there was always a distance between me and someone else, until my twin flame 2 years ago. But that was still a process in making, because it was the first time that I allowed myself to feel so deeply for someone. And then this time it was just like something that I couldn't really control. It was just automatic, because the heart was already open, the heart was already cracked open, and then the spirit just came and like open the gate and stuff. So that's what I mean. So that experience changed everything for me. Whether it will have a continuation or not in the future, that is up to a lot of things a lot of soul contracts between many beings, and free will, obviously free will. So yeah, so anyway, from that moment things started like changing, even though I wasn't aware of that, and I couldn't see anything like changing in my reality, especially because when I went to Slovakia, there was so much stuff happening, obviously with the citizenship application, a lot of stress, and then I became very sick, and I was just surviving and just like needed to get through the experience and get out of there. And like I said, there was all these things with regards to my parents and the karmic dynamic that we have going on there, which I didn't understand until I arrived here and somebody pointed something out to me, and then I came across certain material, channeled material, which completely put everything into perspective and shine a different light, and now I have a completely different understanding of everything with regards to that dynamic. But when I was coming here, I I was saying to multiple people close to me that I'm going to Mexico to fall apart and put myself back together. This is what I was saying. And it just, I didn't really think much about it. I just said like, oh yeah, I need to go to Mexico to fall apart and put myself back together. And I had no clue how truth that will be. That by the time that I'm just at the beginning, it's just 3 weeks in. I guess by the time I be done with this experience of 6 months being here, I can't even imagine who I will be, because already these past 3 weeks I feel like I've been going through this process of proper deep digestion and integration, and so much healing has been going on. Like spirit's been helping me so much, also through my light language activations. My starseed family has been helping me so much to heal the energy, to move the energy. I'm sure a lot of things are happening while I'm asleep and stuff. This is why I'm the advocate of I don't believe it has to be hard. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. This is my experience, this is my perception of reality, this is the story I'm experiencing over here. But it's just so profound, and like literally with everything that's going on astrologically, like of course it has to be happening now, because yeah, I'm Aquarius rising. Like I came here to be at the front lines. And even if nobody is watching my videos other than myself, it's still helping my ego to, I guess, learn something, and to integrate and understand what is actually going on here in this experience. And then the other aspect which I really wanted to mention is what I keep talking about, and also with the Sagittarius new moon and the message that was coming through very strongly yesterday when I was recording the video, the astrological and the card pulls, was that we really need to start thinking about what reality we want to be experiencing going forward, and be honest with ourselves. Like, okay, yeah, if somebody gave you this experience that you say you want, are you ready to receive it? Have you done the work? Have you removed the blockages? Do you feel worthy enough to receive, right? To receive that which you say you want. But the other aspect, which again I became very aware in these past 3 weeks, is, do I have a space in my life? And this is also interesting because I know I already mentioned it previously. I think it might have been in the last video, where so many people are getting rid of stuff. They're clearing things, getting rid of clothes, getting rid of whatever. And there is all this clearing that's going on in our lives, also on the emotional levels, like we are processing emotions that are so old, and we are creating space in our lives, in our reality, to welcome this new energy. And for me personally, being in the same environment, similar schedule, doing the same routines, like I said, eating the same thing, talking to the same people, I really had to become honest with myself. Like, yes, okay, I am not the same person I was a year ago or 6 months ago when I was here last time. My priorities have changed. My needs and values have changed. And that is going to impact everything, because Taurus is your second house, So if your values and needs change, the entire rest of it is going to change, because everything else follows Taurus, it's just the second sign. The Aries is the new energy that comes in, the new energy that activates something. The sparkle of inspiration is like the Ace of Wands, right? And then the Taurus is like, okay, now based on this new thing that you want to create, you want to experience, you desiring, what are your needs and values, and how that is going to impact everything else. So again, yesterday talking about this, and through talking about this, actually things clicking for me in my head, I actually understand that what I'm really doing, what spirit is guiding me, what spirit is being so uncompromising about right now with regards to this schedule that I'm on, and the guardianship of my spirit guides. Like, it's not a permanent thing, but is the thing that needs to be done right here, right now, because this is the only place I can do it, being in Mexico, not having anybody around me, and just like being fully in charge of my schedule. This is where I have the opportunity to redefine my life, to create the space, to do the work, to really decide, like, what really matters to me, who am I becoming, what do I want to experience, and based on all of this, what would my life look like, what does it need to what does it need to become in order to be the match for this, what I say I want, in order to have the space to welcome this energy into my life. So in my case, it's like, yes, for 39 years of my life, which is what I shared in my past video in the confessions, I convinced myself I don't need relationships, I don't need to get married, I don't need kids, I don't need any of that, because again, just to go back to the old story, because all that I observed was dysfunctionality of that, which, is I'm not saying for everyone, that was my experience, that was the I observe and experience, and that was the program that my subconscious mind is running by. Because as a result of the current structure of the society and how that's not working for everyone, but because people didn't know they had a choice, or they didn't feel worthy that they can choose differently, people just follow the rules. They did what everybody else did and then dealt with the consequences in whichever way they knew how, right? However, so 20 years ago, when I was young, when I was just starting my life, when, like a lot of my peers already were getting married, especially in Eastern Europe, people can still get married very young. Like I said, my sister got married when she was 23 or 24. I don't even remember, but very young. So that's what I mean, like, yeah, she's 20, she's 30 now. Her son is 5. So yeah, she was -6, she was 24, just before her 24th birthday, because she got married in summer. So she was 23 years old when my sister got married, and this is not unheard thing. In Eastern Europe, people still get married young, because the story goes, the program goes, oh well, you better be done with the kids, popping the kids, I mean, by the age of youth, by the age of 30, because then you're gonna be old, right? And then there are complications and stuff. So a lot of people want to get married before they 30. So if they want 2 kids or something, then they done with the second one before they 30. That was the case for my sister, exactly like that. So when I was 20 years old, 11 good timing, when I was 20 years old, like all these options that were available at the time, they didn't appeal. So I left, and all the rest of it, which I already recounted the story last time. However, now, and like I said, my chart got reset in 2016, which I made a mistake. I referred to it as a year number 7. It was actually year number 9, which makes so much more sense. Ending of the cycle, and next year is a year number 9, so that's interesting. I became Aries rising, and technically from my calculations, I'm about 10 years ahead. Based on my ascendant on my progress chart, I'm about 10 years faster than where I should be with regards to my ascendant, at least. But anyway, whatever is the reason, it's fine. Like I said, that is moving Pluto into my 7th house, which is also recent, because my Pluto is on early degrees of Scorpio. So now it's in my 7th house. So everything changed. The soul's desire changed. It said like, oh, okay, now the humanity has changed. In the past 20 years, a lot of work has been done. A lot of people are, I guess, walking away from relationships, because, that is the case, I suppose, for people in their 40s, there are not that many people who never been married in their 40s, like myself, because people are now seeking something different. And because when I was 20, what I wanted was not available. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but it wasn't widely available. Now, it is becoming available, because between then and now, a lot of people have done a lot of work on themselves. A lot of people, done a lot of healing on themselves. A lot of people have grown into this new template of who we are becoming, Aquarian age, and the type of relationships that we are going to be experiencing, which again is going to be unique to different people, and there are going to be this transitionary period before we get to this Aquarian dynamics with regards to people won't even be getting married. We won't even, I guess, have babies the way we do now. It's gonna be all a little bit different. People won't look. This is all like 2,000 years of process, right? Like everything will change. But now we are in this transitionary period, which is like, yeah, like a lot of people still want to be in this, I guess, monogamous partnership, whatever. Not everyone, obviously. Things are getting more spiced up and diversified, let's just say. But there are still people that desire that. However, they don't want to do it the way it's been done in the past, like this very strict structure and definition of what it should look like, and people sacrificing, compromising, and, just suck it up because this is how it is, this is how it's always been done. No, people now, they like I said, they building up their foundation. They feel more worthy. They feel they deserve better. They better with boundaries. They can recognize the patterns. Like, no, I already done that. I already experienced that. I don't need that anymore. Like, yes, I don't need to be entangled with that kind of person anymore because of the energy and stuff. So we much more mature, and like we are willing to take responsibility. It's not just like, oh, it's happening to me. It's like, no, I'm making it happen. This is my life. And it's the result of the choices I have made with my free will, right? So that's what I mean. So now, thanks to this encounter that I had when I was visiting America with this person, I realized that there are people now that this kind of relationships that I didn't even know I wanted, it is now possible. It is possible because of how things changed. So now, suddenly I become aware that, oh shit, Pluto is in my 7th house. Like, what? And my 7th house is ruled by Libra, because I'm an Aries rising now. Like, what? And the sun is in my 2nd. And the North Node is in my 2nd, in Taurus. Like, what's going on here? And Venus in my 1st house, and in Aries, just about to move into Taurus. Like, what the hell? So, no wonder then obviously everything changed for me. My needs, my values, how I want to experience life going forward. Suddenly everything that I desired, wanted, and valued before, not literally every single thing, but a lot of it, it's like becoming redundant. Like, oh yeah, it's great to travel, it's great to be single, it's great to be free, it's great to be completely in charge of my time and schedule and stuff. It's fantastic. But I've done that for most of my life, over 20 years. I left when I was 19 years old. I left my family, so over 20 years now. And it's interesting because for a lot of people, what I've experienced for the past 20 years is what they desire now, because they went with the traditional setup, got married young, had children young, and now they are like, experiencing the so-called midlife crisis, and they're like, no, now we want to break free and enjoy and travel and, have fun and stuff. And I'm like, I've done all of that. I've done all of that. So it's interesting because that traditional setup of relationship was not what I was desiring, because it was not the way I wanted to experience it. But now it is possible because, like I said, when people have done the work, the healing, I mean, there is always more work and healing to be done. But when they value themselves, they know themselves, they learn from their mistakes, or they aware of their, shortcomings or whatever, and they're willing to take responsibility, it creates a completely different relational dynamics. It creates a completely different approach to relationships, and also having this awareness that, you don't owe anyone, like even this this marriage thing that we have going on at the moment, and it's just like it becomes like a cage, like a prison, that people feel like, oh, I signed on a dotted line, and now it's like, and it I don't know, like, again, this is a story I need to redefine over here. I'm just talking it out as it's coming to me, but like, this is how I always felt about it, that the constitution of marriage is like a cage. It makes people feel and behave certain way. That's why, like, again, this is a story that I found the proof for, and it's not always accurate, okay, I'm aware of that, but in some cases people are so happy together before they get married, and then when they get married, and they start having problems or whatever. And again, these are just stories and perspective. I'm not saying this is truth, I'm not saying this is the truth for everyone, but That's what I mean. Like now we're starting to understand that, well, you don't really owe anyone. Person can walk away whenever they want. Also, um, I don't know how to explain this, the feeling I'm trying to articulate. It's like, okay, Spirit, help me. For example, when people are going through post-divorce, like their integration healing and stuff, and they are then afraid that when they, go into another committed, close romantic relationship, it will be the same because they never experience anything different. They just experience the old dynamics in relationships. But if two healed people to a certain extent, I suppose, come together, and I'm not saying because I don't have any practical experience of any of these dynamics, this is all the theory for me, come together, that they have a deeper understanding that actually, no, you don't have to become someone else. You don't have to sacrifice yourself and like let go of your authenticity. Yes, of course you're going to change through the dynamic of a partnership or something, but it doesn't mean that you have to now sacrifice who you are, because a lot of people feel like, oh, I just found my freedom, and I don't want to go into another relationship where I lose it, but this is not necessary anymore. I don't believe that. That's why I'm like, oh, yeah, there are relationships now where actually, and I don't mean freedom in a way that, oh, now let's everybody be promiscuous and have an open, relationships and stuff. For some people that works, for some people that doesn't. It wouldn't work for me, not at this stage of my evolution. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of my life, but right where I'm right now, that would not work for me. But each to their own, like if that works for other people, that's perfectly fine, because again, everybody is having their experience and experiencing whatever they need to be experiencing in order to get where they're going as a soul. It's all good. So that's what I mean. So for me, the excitement is that having an experience with someone who has done enough healing, is awake, is on the same wavelength, let's just say, and is interested in a different ways of relationships and stuff, gives me a hope that, oh, that which I didn't know I wanted, and now my soul is desiring it, and based on the change of my needs and values, this is something that matters to me now, and it's completely changing the whole paradigm of my life. Literally my entire life is shifting on its axis, and now having the understanding that it is possible. Like whether with this person, different person, doesn't matter, but this energy is there. The energy is out there and it's available. It is available and it is possible. So this is what I mean. So having this understanding, suddenly these things becoming conscious to me. And it's interesting because, of course, this Jupiter, retrograde currently in Gemini, it's in my 4th house based on my natal chart. It's, conjunct going over my Chiron, still close, and it's trine in my natal Jupiter, which is actually the skip step for me. My natal Jupiter is in the 1st house Aquarius, squaring my nodes, pointing to the south node in Scorpio. So this is all the pain, all the hurt, all the abandonment, all the fear of intimacy because of everything I've gone through in this life, past lives, all of it, my ancestor lines, collective consciousness, all of it, because this is why I was so afraid. I was so afraid to really allow anybody close because of this south node, because I have so much memory, the soul has so much memory that this didn't work out very well for me, let's just not go there. But now with this Jupiter going retrograde through Gemini, it's making me to reevaluate everything. Also Mercury just about to station retrograde. By the time you're watching this, Mercury being retrograde, and I'm sure that's going to bring more insights. Mercury is retrograde in my 10th house, which is the Capricorn, is the definition, and it's in a Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, in opposition with Jupiter in the sky. But with regards to my natal Jupiter, my natal Jupiter is in the 1st house. So this is where the entire concept of my life, the entire concept of who I was, the concept of me, is like being erased. It's being erased because everything changed, and I don't know who am I becoming fully. I'm becoming more and more aware about my newfound needs and values, and aware about these belief systems that are not alignment with this vision that I have for myself, for my future, based on this newfound needs, values, and also my reconnecting with myself, my sense of self-worth, doing a lot of work, inner child work, healing work, and stuff like that, to see where is it coming from that me and majority of human population is feeling so unworthy, so undeserving, so doubtful that we are enough, that I can have better, I can experience better, that I have within me the resources to attract what I need, the resources in the material and stuff. So there's so much, so much. And like I said, with all these placements that are going on in the sky, everything is under reevaluation, everything. So that's why, like, I can no longer live my life with regards to me relating and interacting with the external environment in the way that I did before. It is not possible because I am in this deep process of metamorphosis, like being already in my hermit mode, even though it's still 2024, already being in my hermit mode here, because I am trying to discover what is this star in this lamp of this, of this guy on this hermit card, Merlin, my good friend, one of my spirit guides. What is this star? What is it about? Where is it going to lead? This future star, the Aquarius, right? The Aquarius in Tarot. And this year is the year of the strength. This is the year which is preparing us, is building us up for this Aquarian age, the strength, the Leo, your authentic expression, recognizing what is the ego. And we know the ego is there to protect you, it's based on the program, it's based on all the experiences, trauma, everything, yours, others, doesn't matter, but it all created these concepts, these stories with regards to the outer world, the outer reality, this Libra, which we now need to redefine. Venus is in Capricorn on a final minutes. Venus is going to be moving shortly. So this is already Virgo Decan, which is all about the learning and adjusting. So this is what I mean. This is no surprise to me. And Venus is, already in my 12th house. Yes. So this is no surprise to me how, because of this activation that I had, because of this heart chakra fully opening, and this is what my Pleiadian sisters are always saying, that you need to keep the heart open. You need to keep the heart open, but you cannot pry other person's heart open. Like you can just keep yours open, but you cannot affect other people's heart. Like they will open when they're ready to open. For me, it took 38 years, 37 years, now 39 years fully. And I'm sure there is still more capacity. So that's what I mean, like this is just me describing my process that I'm going through right now because of the experiences I've had of late. So, me meeting this person, whether there is anything more to be experienced or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does and it doesn't, because it opened this heart, and this is like the Aquarian age, in opposition with the Leo, the heart-centered consciousness we keep talking about. And also, like Lee Harris and Ziz are saying, the heart is the currency of the future, the way of connecting, not through brain, not through this like logic and like, oh yeah, what can I get out of this, based on ego, our unhealed inner child, narcissistic tendencies, like what can I get out of this, what this person can give me, right? And stuff like that, which is usually always based on the lower three chakras, the base chakra, safety, security, money, the sense of stability, which I mean, these things are like almost non-existence these days. Then the sacral, the physical attraction, the solar plexus, making us feel good about ourselves, making us feel seen, the external validation and stuff. But now we're starting from the heart, and also like connecting from the higher chakras and stuff, which again, 20 years ago, I had not met a single person in my life with whom that would be possible. To connect with the higher chakras, like mine were shut down, my heart was shut down. How could I connect with anybody that way? Like, come on, not possible. Now it is possible, and it's becoming possible for more and more people, because more and more people are awakening and doing the work and recognizing that I deserve better, But for me to attract and to receive better, that which I believe I deserve, I need to do the clearing and healing and releasing and letting go of these old concepts and old stories. Hence why we have the new moon in Sagittarius as the first lunation with Pluto back in Aquarius. I mean, for the final time, obviously Pluto already was in Aquarius, but actually, no, this is the very first new moon in Sagittarius with Pluto in Aquarius. Because each time we had Pluto in Aquarius previously, by the time we had new moon in Sagittarius, Pluto was back in Capricorn. So this is the very first new moon in Sagittarius in our life with Pluto in Aquarius. So there is no coincidence. And this new moon is squared by Saturn. And it's a crisis in action, which is saying something has to change. We have to take the responsibility for our own healing, clearing, releasing, Pisces, letting go, to create the space, but also understand the meaning, why everything that played out until this point in time and space currently, even though we know that it's not linear, but anyway, for the simplicity of example again, like nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to do it for me. So circling back to what the message was, is that I realized, based on me not knowing fully who am I becoming, but understanding my needs, values changed. And my desires, my soul desire changed. It is no longer just about traveling and finding what is the truth and learning and spreading the message, whatever. My soul is desiring something different now. That too, that always will be the topic of my natal chart, but it's based on different perspective, different perception, now it's this Taurus thing, like what actually matters to me. Just like I was sharing, for the majority of my life, I was just rebelling for the sake of rebelling, but I didn't even know what I was rebelling for. Like, yes, I was definitely not here to comply with the rules and just be acquiescent to stuff that didn't make sense to me, but I didn't know what I was choosing instead, because I didn't know it yet, because I had to go through life, Virgo, on my 8th house cusp, and Mercury in my Aries. I had to go through life and figure it out for myself. And now here I am, and everything has changed. And I don't know where it's going exactly. But like I said, this is our opportunity with this new moon in Sagittarius and this powerful, beautiful, grand fire trine we have going on in the sky between, this moon, Mars, and North Node, I believe, if I remember correctly. This is a beautiful opportunity to co-create with the universe, this timeline, this experience you wish to be experiencing. However, we need to create strong boundaries and be disciplined with regards to all the external distraction, the South Node in Libra, that are trying to convince you what is and is not possible, or what might or might not be the right good thing for you. Nobody else knows you better than yourself. And if you say, I don't even know myself, I don't even know who I am, it's time to start learning, right? And this is literally what I'm doing right now, based on this shift that happened in my system recently. And this is how I also recognize the massive gift of this person currently not being present in my life physically. Because how could I do this work if they were? I needed this time and space to integrate. So anyway, so that's what I mean. There is a time and space in our life, just like the yin and yang, the going in and going out, for us to connect with others. And then there is a time where we need to go inwards and the work has to be done by ourselves. And then we have to go out again to, gather more information, connect and stuff, because that's life. It's cyclical. It's not always just about inner work and isolation, and it's not always just about socializing and being with other people and just constantly being involved in everybody else's business. Like, no. So we have to be very discerning with regards to what is the right thing for you. And you need to become the Capricorn, the authority of your life, create boundaries and draw new lines in the sand if necessary. And that's life. We change, everything changes. That's life, like, yes, we get hurt, people get hurt, things get hurt, but that's evolution. Like I said, these Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, they're not personal planets. They're not gonna say, oh, poor her, she's gonna struggle. Like, it's gonna be like, no, things have to change, things have to keep moving forward. And we are just going to have to become more flexible. I have to become more flexible because I have no bloody idea now where my life is going. with this newfound realization about, complete change of my soul desire and needs and values. Like, like when I was on cruise ship, I knew exactly what kind of ship I wanted, what kind of, itinerary, and I would just wait for it. I would wait for the right ship, right? Because I knew what my needs and values were and what were my preferences. Then, since I left England in 2022 and started living this digital nomad lifestyle, based on these needs and values, I was planning accordingly. Where am I going next? What am I doing? What is the environment going to be like? And now I'm literally like, I have no clue. I have no clue, because if I'm now going through this process of becoming someone different and clearing space in my life and creating space for this being to enter my life, to join me, then it's going to be a co-creation. Then, I don't know. So currently I'm co-creating with the spirit and my higher self, and that always will be the case. But my soul desire is now to co-create with the human, in this sacred relationship union, to co-create something meaningful, but have the experience as a human to have a physical human in my life. So, and I never desired this before. So that's what I mean. So this, I'm sure everybody is going through this process in one way or another. It might be, affecting different areas of your life. It might not be about romantic relationships. It might be about whatever it is. But everyone is going through this, because this Pluto in Aquarius is changing everything. And this is just the beginning, because like with the Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, changing signs, Chiron in 2026 moving into Taurus, and the nodes shifting in January and then again in July 2026. Like, there are so many changes we are preparing for, and now we are creating the foundation by releasing what it is no longer. So that's what I mean. So, I don't even recognize myself. So when people around me think that they don't recognize me, I'm like, welcome to my club, welcome to my life, welcome to my world. And it's just like this self-discovery. And it's interesting because this is the last degrees of North Node in Aries, just conjuncted my Mercury and Venus recently. And it's going to trine my MC. Of course it is. In Sagittarius, 1 degrees. I think that's going to be on a new moon in Capricorn, the final lunation of 2024. So yeah, and we all in this process. It's like I said, it's showing up differently for different people, but we are all in this process. We are all reevaluating, redefining. We are all going through the process of metamorphosis, becoming someone different. And we have the opportunity to vision the timelines that we wish to be experiencing based on this, what we know now, what we know now, which is probably going to change, and it'll keep changing. And this is the excitement of the soul, there is always more to be manifest and experience, and it's exciting. That's why we keep coming back. Like, let's just do it differently this time. So that's what I mean. It's just profound. It is really profound. So I'm just holding a space for myself and my lack of known, lack of definitions of concepts and anything, and just learning to become comfortable with not knowing, learning to accept that there are things that I can control and some that I can't, especially other people. I can't control the people and their choices. They have free will, right? And just vision that energy which I want to attract into my life, the experience I want to be having, but let go of the details, like who, when, where, how, all the rest of it. And it's not easy. It sounds good in a theory, but it's not easy, because ego wants to be in charge. Ego wants to know. Ego wants to control, to be feeling safe and secure. There is no such a thing anymore. Safety and security based on ego and old concepts and old stories. Doesn't exist. It's all going down the drain with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. That's it, So anyway, guys, this story has been so long that I have almost no time to pull cards, but it's just going to be a long video, I'm afraid. If you don't have time, that's fine. I'm just going to keep going here on my own, because I really feel that this is like my personal therapy sessions. And if this is helping someone else, I'm grateful, but as I said, this is my process and I need to talk. I need to talk about things to understand things. So welcome to my world. So anyway, guys, we are going to start with the inner child oracle, because it all started, well, I mean, it didn't start there, but in this life it started there, the inner child. So let's see what is the message of the inner child for everyone that's watching, if you're still watching. Okay, inner child, what do you have for us? What is the message? Okay, there's too many cards. That's just flipped over. Just one card, please. For people watching, what is the message? Okay. Choose yourself today. Oh my God. This is literally what I said to the person I was talking to yesterday. That I need to choose me. Right now I don't have anything to give anyone else, that I need to choose me, because I'm in the process where all the energy is being pulled inwards into the void, into the cocoon, just like when woman is pregnant, everything, all the focus is going into that this is the focus. So it's like that, we are all being reborn, we are all becoming someone new, and at least, I'm in that process now. So yeah, choose yourself today. Number 8, do not deny your importance. And look at that light, tapping into your own light. Yes, and it's like a fairy, with the butterflies, like a process of metamorphosis. You are becoming a butterfly. Look, she doesn't see what she's becoming. All she sees is she's being pulled towards the light, which is interesting. It's like a paradox, because actually I'm being pulled into the void, into the dark, because it's the yin energy. It's actually the feminine energy through which everything is created. The new moon is dark, it's black. It is the void which contains everything, which is the unlimited potential of creation. So it's interesting, eh? And what we have at the bottom, it's okay to be misunderstood. That's very confirming for me. It's okay to be misunderstood. Perception is not always based on the truth. Yeah, because it's all stories, that's the number 18, number 9, that's what's going to be happening next year. We're going to realize that a lot of things we believe are just stories. It's all just stories anyway. So I'm just going to read this one, because I don't have time to read every single card I'm going to pull. But yeah, it's okay to be misunderstood. You are the creator of your life. If some people don't understand, some other people will. It's all about resonance. So here we go. Choose yourself today. Our inner child has always been sensitive to promise broken, a desire disregarded, or a hope lost. It is paramount that we show our inner child, and by default our present selves, that they are important to us through our actions. Okay, I'm not gonna read the journaling prompts and stuff, but yes, no matter what, you always have to choose you. Because if you choose other people over you, if you choose other people's needs over your own, it will always backfire. And that is the lessons that we've been all learning through, if we sacrifice ourselves, if we become too codependent, if we put other people on pedestals, there is always this Scorpio aftermath, that people either disrespect us, hurt us, abandon us, don't treat us nice, we feel unfulfilled, we start feeling resentful. You always have to choose you. And I'm the advocate for it. That's why I was being called selfish all my life, because I always try to figure out, who am I, what do I need, and that from that authentic place of my cup being full, I can be there for others. I can be of a service to this world in this self-empowered way. So for that, you always have to choose you. And right now, I am choosing myself, because the process I'm going through requires all my attention. And that's why I'm only offering 3 readings a week. Like, my schedule is very strict right now with regards to the energy I am able to put out there into the world. So me recording 2 videos at least a week and doing 3 readings, that's a full working week, So this is yeah. So if there is a longer waiting list now, because I need to cut down on the energy that I'm putting out there, because my inner transformational process is requiring for me to focus the energy inwards, which is just like I said, when a woman is pregnant, and I'm not, by the way, but when a woman is pregnant, all the focus goes there. So right now, there is a process of co-creation between me as a physical self and my higher self and the universe, and all the beings of light that are present in my life, and that requires attention. So choose you. Now we're going to because this is what's winking at me, whispers of nature. And look at all these beautiful butterflies. We're going to ground with the message from Mother Nature. These cards are very short messages, which is nice. So let's see what the Mother Nature, Mother Gaia, because this is the thing. If you want to go higher, the roots have to be strong, the Taurus. Right now, you are an earth child. Right now, you are in a physical form. You are an earth child. So you need to be grounded in your physical presence if you want to go higher, further, all that. So let's see what is the message from Mother Gaia to us. And what a privilege. What a privilege to be here straight away. 2 cards flew out. Perfect setting. And look at that. You see, again, this is a similar card that came out last time, about that from the portal deck, the imagination, how you creating this different reality. Perfect setting. Look, this is what we call creating a new earth. And there's a number 9, that's the next year, Hermit. And then they flew out together, but I'm going to take it, open your heart. And look at that swan. Swans are usually connected to twin flames or soulmates, I believe, because they're like one of the few species in the animal kingdom that are loyal and they stay together, I think, for life, right? So yeah, open your heart. Look, number 10. So that's the reset point, 2026, the endings and new beginnings. And at the bottom we have laughter. Yeah, like a child. Look, the child on a unicorn. Yeah, this is the healing, Like it doesn't have to be so serious. And it's number 47, which is an 11, master number frequency. Yeah, these are really pretty cards. I feel really attracted to the graphics because they're like a fairy tale book. Yeah, so we have a perfect setting. That's what we're creating. New landscape. Open your heart so you are able to tap into that frequency. Life is beautiful. It just depends where we're looking, right? If we're focusing just on all the gloom and doom and gloom that's going on in the world, then yeah, that's the reality we are experiencing. And that's what I mean. We have to be very discerning. And not everybody is as privileged and in the situation I'm at the moment where I can give this to myself. And I understand that. But as much as we can, we need to be discerning about how much energy we put in out there into all these things and drama and other people's stuff and all this stuff that's going on that is external of you. In some cases you have no choice. If you have responsibilities, dependents and stuff, then yeah, like that's what's going on in your life right now. But there are still certain things that we have a choice over, like what we consume with regards to content and information and stuff. And it's not about being ignorant, it's about being self-caring, because remember, you always have to choose you. So you can be there for others, right? So yeah, laughter. We don't laugh enough. Like we don't have enough fun. We just became so serious as a species. That's why it's so interesting that usually when I connect with spirit, they're like so light. They just want to make joke and fun out of everything. So that's what I mean. Like when did we stop laughing and believing in the impossible, in the unicorns and in the fairy tales and stuff? And that's why we need to start visioning and creating this different landscape. So yeah, I'm not even going to use the booklet. I'm just going to leave it to my own interpretation. Today is just going to let's roll with it day. Okay, now the next one after this, the nature spirit. I really like these messages. It makes me feel really good in my heart. And that's the thing that I didn't articulate yesterday when I recorded my card pull for the new moon in Sagittarius. The energy I was tapping into, you know, with regards to this story that we have the opportunity to vision and create. And yeah, like I was also showing the chart for the full moon in Sagittarius in 2025 and the new moon in Sagittarius, which will reset this one at late December 2025. There will be a lot of squares. So this is the opportunity. The spirit is saying, now you have a free will, you have a choice, you know, because Pluto just entered Aquarius, like go for it, you know, 0 degrees, unlimited potential, you know, the fool, the magician, you decide whatever the hell you want to manifest, it's up to you, you know. But if we don't do it, if we don't decide, if we don't do the work that is required between the, you know, the version of ourselves right here, right now, which is the composite and amalgamation of everything that came before, these concepts, these beliefs, these stories and everything. If you don't do the healing, if you don't do the change, you know, if nothing will change, nothing will change, right? But the evolution requires change. Now with Pluto in Aquarius not going anywhere for 20 years, well, 19, because it's going to dip into Pisces in 2043, we don't have a choice. The evolution is going ahead. We have a choice with regards to what do you want it to look like for you, the change, but the change is happening regardless, right? So that's what I mean. The full moon in Sagittarius in June, right? It was right after, yeah, because Jupiter moves on June 9th and this is June 11th, full moon in Sagittarius 2025. So Jupiter is already in Cancer, which is the identity, right? The identity, the new version of you that you will be becoming, especially once Mars is done with his retrograde in Cancer, going from Leo to Cancer and then back to Leo in April, late April. You know, like we have to change. We have to start changing. I have to change. We all have to change. You know, we all have to let go of this stuff that we carry from the past because it doesn't have a place in the future. We need to integrate it and just see it as a beautiful lesson that we're grateful for. Just like, you know, I'm grateful for every single person I met and everything that's been done to me, but I couldn't be grateful sooner than I got to this point of understanding why and feeling it in my body. Just like I said in my practical application last week in the confessions, you know, I cannot be grateful for something until I can embody the gratitude, the inner standing of why. You know, if somebody just tells me be grateful for the situation, I'm like, go and screw yourself, you know. Like, no, I'm not done healing. I'm not done hurting. But once I'm done, then I can be grateful. So that's what I mean. So we have the opportunity to choose with our free will that, yes, I'm willing to go through this process. Yes, it's not comfortable. It's not nice. It's not glamorous. It requires a lot of tears and sobbing and looking like a mess, you know, and feeling emotions I don't want to feel, right? And also not having what I want right now and be okay with it and accept that maybe it's not going to come in the form and shape that I want. But yeah, you know, it has to be done regardless. So that's what I mean. So it's interesting that the energy I was tapping into with regards to this new moon in Sagittarius yesterday when I was pulling the card was so nice. It was nice. You know, this energy of the future, I was tapping into this new earth. It was just so nice. It felt so good to be in that energy. But we have the tools to create it. We have it. We have it in us. Every single one of us has the tools. It's just us doing the work so we can access the tools, so we can create it and be patient. Because on this realm of existence, things take time to manifest. And this is something I am learning the hard way because I have a lot of planets in Aries and I want everything to be done yesterday. Somebody says, be patient. It's only a few months. I'm like, are you kidding? Few months? I want it today, right? Like, not available, sorry. So anyway, now we're going to pull from Heal Yourself. Heal Yourself. This is Ina Sagal. Heal Yourself. What are we healing? Different things for different people. Oh, okay, we have quite a few cards here. Alchemy, pay attention to science and sexuality. I'm gonna put them back and see if any of them comes out again. Okay, Spirit. Just one card, please. What are we healing? I mean, people watching, because like I said, everybody's healing different things, you know. Rejection. I think that sums it up, all of it. Rejection. The aspects of ourselves that were rejected by the other, and then subsequently we had to reject in ourselves, the rejection. And also the fear, you know, that's why we closed our heart, to protect ourselves from rejection. Let's not even try, so I don't be rejected, right? How many times, especially when we were younger and we just started dating and flirting and stuff, we wouldn't even like, oh yeah, I don't wanna, you know, what if they reject me, you know? Rejection. And look at that cobweb behind her shoulder. Cobweb that is like leading to this person in the picture, like, yeah, she feels rejected by someone, and this is an old pain, you know, it's an old pain, and she's still feeling it, she's still hurting. Number 13, death in tarot, you know, we need to transform this energy, this death and rebirth, and this adds up to number 4. Number 4 in traditional astrology is the Cancer house. You know, this is not who you are. This is just an experience that we all had to go through, have. I'm sure everybody was rejected at some point in their life, in order for us to build our sense of self and foundation that, yeah, you know, somebody else's opinion about me doesn't define me, who I am. But how many people have that stability where they feel that, yeah, what everybody else thinks of me is none of my business. You know, people accepting or rejecting me doesn't change anything about me loving myself and accepting myself fully, unconditionally, right? How many of us can say that, are in that state in our life, right? And there is a clock, the chronos, the time is up. We need to heal this, because again, in order for us to create this different reality, we need to become whole. This is a process that is ongoing. This is like, I don't know if we will master it in one lifetime, you know, but it's definitely at the accelerated pace. But in order for us to feel like I'm whole and I have my energy, we need to call the aspects of ourselves back that we rejected, that we lost in a time and space, whether this lifetime or different lifetime. But yeah, rejection. This is a perfect card. Yeah. What are we healing? Rejection. You know, we all been rejected, and it's impacted our sense of self-worth. Yeah, this is literally the Taurus. Why majority of people don't love themselves and struggle with their self-esteem, self-worth, and lack mentality, or the sense of that I don't deserve to receive? Because everybody at some point was rejected, or an aspect of them was rejected by whoever. People with the best intention, like, hey, you know, don't speak so loud, this is not really good, you know, with regards to societal standards, you know, straight away. So yeah, this is the fragmentation of the soul, and we call in the aspects of our soul back to become whole again. And this is the Pisces, North Node in Pisces, the flooding we'll be experiencing, to call these aspects of our souls back that got rejected. And at the bottom is unleash your creativity. Oh, now look at this. Number 13, and this is number 31. The mirror image. That's the, oh my God, I'm getting literally goosebumps all over my body. Once we heal this, then this is what's on the other side of that. And I'm literally starting to feel emotional. Because this is where we at. Every single one of us has this trauma, an aspect of ourselves that was rejected, whether by a person, circumstances, you know, either the whole of us rejected, or an aspect of our personality, of something rejected. This lifetime, past lifetime, ancestors, is all, you know, it's all the same pot. And that's why we feel like we are stuck in time and place, you know, the cobwebs, the clock, you know, this picture on a wall, you know, we're stuck in the past. We're stuck in a time and place because all these aspects of ourselves are stuck somewhere energetically, the rejected aspects of ourselves. And this is what's preventing us to step into our authentic power and creativity and co-create different reality with the universe, right? And there is a different clock there. But look, there is a light coming from that clock. This one is just on an old wall and there are cobwebs. This one, there is a light. So that's what I mean. It's a divine time. We are divinely this is the perfect time. This is the divine guidance that this is the work that needs to take place. And this is going to be happening throughout the North Node in Pisces. This is literally the process we will be experiencing, because there is no other way. Aquarius is in opposition with Leo. There is no other way. Mars is like Venus was retrograde in Leo last year. That was the case of a mistaken identity. How many people started becoming disenchanted with their life, relationship, everything since August 2023? Because the nodes only just moved into the Libra Aries axis in July 2023. And now we culminate in this cycle, in January. So how many people that started feeling disenchanted and unhappy, or, like, oh yeah, before it was okay, well now I don't think I can take it anymore. How many people are now separating, getting divorced, or cutting people out of their life, creating boundaries and stuff since August 2023? Look back at what changed in your life. Why? Because we all answering the call of our soul to step into our authentic essence, step into our purpose and start creating. Unleash your creativity. And it's 31, number 4, just like this one. We stuck in the past because we externalize our power to these other that reject it. That your higher self loves you unconditionally, fully, completely, because you are exactly what you designed to be with your higher self, with the source, as a desire of the source, right? So then who is there, someone else, another human, to tell you that you're not perfect? From your soul's perspective and the source perspective, universe perspective, you are perfect. You are exactly who you're supposed to be, to create exactly what you came here to create. So yeah. Look at that power. This is like a badass girl, divine feminine, full embodied with the balanced masculine. Like, it's a go-getter, this one. That's what I mean, This is perfect. I knew why this deck wanted to speak now. It's perfect. Okay, speaking of that, let's go to Sacred Rebels. And this is Alana Fairchild with her super long descriptions, but we already running over time, so let's just kill it, right? Alana Fairchild, we're getting somewhere here. I like this. I like where we're going. Let's just see what the Sacred Rebels, because that's perfect, from this one. Yeah, let's go to Sacred Rebels, You choose you. Whoever you are, you choose you, like, and all of it, warts and all of it. Yeah. And this is the perfect setting for unconditional love with yourself, to reconnect with your child and create this new reality that we think it's impossible, right? How many people say that's not possible? Even to me, sometimes my ego says to me, you're being disillusional. And I'm like, who is in charge here? The higher self is. So let's see, Sacred Rebels. Yeah, this was, I think, my first Alana Fairchild deck. I love this deck. It really speaks to my soul, Sacred Rebels. Yeah, if nothing else, I would have bought its deck just because of its name. Okay, what we have here? New birth, guarded vigilantly. Oh my God, this is another thing I said in the message yesterday to this person. I said I need to protect the seed, that's why I can no longer externalize in my energy out there, again, the pregnancy, the woman with her hand on her belly all the time, she's protecting the seed of creation, she's protecting the new life that's being birthed, it's growing, it's obviously still in a oven, but this, look. Same thing, 24, right? Harmony, balance, partnership, number 6. What is number 6? The choice, the lovers. We all have the opportunity to make the choice. What do you want to protect? The old, the cobwebs, yeah? Is this what we want to protect, yeah? Or the new, the new, this potential, yeah. Yeah, it's growing. The seed is growing. Pluto is already in Aquarius. And look at that butterfly on her shoulder. The green butterfly, the healing of the heart chakra. You know, that's where the growth is coming through. The heart, the currency of the future, right? Based on Lee Harris channeling and the Z's. Yeah. You know, and at the moment it's, you know, it doesn't have a color. We don't know what we're coloring. We don't know what we're creating, you know. It's still like in a process of happening. It's still in the shadows. But the green is already there. The open heart. This is how we're gonna create from the heart. The gateway to the soul. Big, bold vision. Exactly. They all the same. Look at that. Look at that. The big vision. Dream big. Bigger. Jupiter, you know, Jupiter in Gemini. You have the choice. You have the choice to create anything you want. Don't allow the outside world to distract you and tell you otherwise. Dream big. And this is number 15. The devil, the Capricorn. Who is in charge of your life? Who is in charge of your life? Is it you or someone else? You know, like Capricorn card, the devil card, you know, it doesn't have to be negative. It just means that you are in charge to decide, you know, what you are connected to or what you are attached to or what you are carrying with you. You know, where are the chains? Who is in charge of the chains? And it's again takes you back to 6. Isn't that interesting? 15 and 24, they are all 6. We can choose, you know, to give the power away, to feel like, oh, it's been done to me, I cannot do nothing about it, right? Think bigger, go beyond the vision and look at that bee, you know, the co-creation of a new life. And there is that, you know, this Egyptian thing, scarab or whatever it's called. But either way, this is a transformation. This is like a phoenix, you know. This is I know that it came out with one readings before, and it is the death and rebirth. The death and rebirth. It's time to work on this new creation. Think bigger. Make that choice. Don't allow the past. Don't allow the rejected aspects of yourself to try to protect you in a way that say you can't have it or you can't do it. These are some powerful, powerful cards, but I don't have time to read all the interpretation because I still want to pull some cards. This is beautiful. Yes, we all going through this process so we can become whole again through this process of healing and reclaiming the rejected aspects of ourselves so we can think bigger, go further, co-create through the process of metamorphosis that's taking place on the planet. Big, bold vision for humanity. There is a new birth. We need to guard it, protect it. What is the seed that's growing within you? Protect it. Don't allow anyone to take it away or to kill it. Perfectly ties to Sufi's wisdom from Rasuli. I wanted to use the Journey of Love Oracle again, but that's Alana Fairchild, and I really wanted to use the Sacred Rebels, and it's with Rasuli, so the depictions are very similar because it's the same artist. And then I remember I have this deck, the Sufi deck, the Wisdom. Let's see what the Sufi's Wisdom wants to tell us at this time. And this one I will read because obviously it's it's going to be some poem and stuff. I can't just make that up. Okay. This is a long video, guys. I'm sorry, but there are some very powerful messages coming through. So if you are interested to hear it, just watch it in pieces. Okay, there is a card flying out. Balanced life. Yes. The yin and yang, the harmony and balance. Love seeks your well-being. And look at that orange creation sacral chakra with the yellow solar plexus, the I am. Surrounded by the beautiful hues of green and turquoise and teal, the balanced life. Oh, okay. And at the bottom is surrender with joy. Achieve greatness through surrender. And again, the green, the healing. Yes, balance and surrender. Find the balance within. You know, the outside world will not always be perfect, but you can always find it within you, the balance. We learn to master our emotions, our inner world. You are in charge. And through the process of surrender, co-creation with the spirit, not knowing where we're going because we're becoming someone completely different. So yeah, let's see. Balanced life. Okay, so that's this lady meditating. Love seeks your well-being. Today, like many other days, we wake up empty and startled. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Life is too valuable to waste. The way to spend it well is to have a balanced life. This means having mind, body, heart, and spirit all working together in harmony. When there is no conflict and no competition between these elements, the systems work well together and you achieve an inner peace. Life becomes imbalanced when we focus too much to any one aspect and neglect the others. Rumi is a loving oracle reminding you to see the beauty around you so that love becomes a presence that affects everything you do. If you feel you are losing your enthusiasm, it means you have fallen out of balance. It might be that you are feeling overwhelmed because you are under pressure of some kind or dealing with physical hardship which is causing stress and keeping your system from working together. Let love guide you toward what is best for you. When you allow the spirit of love to guide you, all the organs in your body will be in harmony with each other. This oracle brings the message that your heart is big enough to receive the joy that is lying in wait for you. Allow your knowledge, awareness, and openness to allow your mind, body, heart, and spirit to work together. Begin by giving your mind confidence by strengthening your belief system. When your mind has clarity, it can guide you. You will be able to expand your memory and improve your vision, and it will help you achieve your practical goals. Spending quality times with friends, getting out in nature, taking a quiet walk, reducing your weight, well, that's obviously use your discernment, or improving your sleep are patterns are examples that can be done to achieve balanced life. Well, whatever that means to you, whatever is out of balance in your life, so you're trying to seek the opposite, to balance it. So if you're too busy to always doing, then make yourself to take time out, 10 minutes just to sit in quiet, which will be very uncomfortable. Whatever it is that is in extreme, you need to use the opposite to balance it. Just like in astrology, if there is too much extreme in one sign, we need to go to the other side. And surrender with joy. Yeah. Surrender to the fact that, it requires some work on our end. We need to be the active participants to this change. And all the green, the heart chakra, connect with your heart. Achieve greatness through surrender. Grace of God is like a flow of water, and the universe is like the river. Although a drop of water flowing in any part of the river is different from the previous drop, the grace of God remains constant. Everything in existence constantly benefits from God's infinite grace. Only the conditions change from one level to another, and new circumstances evolve every moment for new possibilities. And that was Grace Sari. Dearest, life is presented to you as a divine gift of God. Everything that is created is endowed with all that it needs to continue its own life. Surrender to the flow of whatever is coming to you. Regardless if it's causing joy or pain, accept the unfolding as a part of the chain of cause and effect. Sufi wisdom tells you that the secret to good fortune flows from surrender to selflessness. The key to transformation from the darkness into the light is hidden inside of you. You need to be content with this transformation within yourself to allow it to change you. You will then be able to share its fruits with others, not just by the words coming from your mouth. Find the voice of love within yourself and let it be your guide. When you surrender to it, you will not be shaken by every change or every new thing that comes along. Focus on the beauty of life when a major change happens, or you can be flexible enough to make the adjustment. Oh, Sufi friend, Allow love to radiate from you so you can witness the glory of the expression of divine wisdom like other Sufis. Accept and surrender to the good and bad that happen in your life and allow the transformed life to shine through you. Move out of the way and let the divine voice have its way with you. Let love speak through your heart. Mantra: I am the living creation of the heart of a loving creator. I am the true expression of the spring of life giving birth to itself. Nothing in life can imprison me again. Okay, almost hour and a half. So we're gonna close with the truth from the soul. One simple message. Okay, one flew out straight away, actually two. Am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up to my life? And when was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? So yeah, are you getting enough rest and are you getting enough laughter? And with that, I'm going to close. Thank you, all my guides, higher selves, and ancestors, starseed, ascended masters, everyone that was present for this recording, all the oracle cards and messages. Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for your time if you're still watching. And I hope that these messages brought some value and perhaps some clarity. And I wish you all a wonderful week and I'll speak to you again soon. Much love everyone and bye for now.